Welcome back, Ts230 here, back again with some knife therapy. And before I get started, if you're not already a subscriber and you like knife content, then what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my content or any giveaways that I do. And let's get into it. Today I have for you the TwoSun Ts230 Ace. It actually has a name, the Ace. The Ace is a Vincent Oliver design. It's my first knife from that designer as far as I know of. I picked this up off of an eBay auction for $70. But if you don't do the eBay thing and you rather just buy it outright, you can buy it on Amazon for $94. That's including the shipping. But just beware, buying it on Amazon or on eBay, it usually takes around 2 weeks from the day it ships. So not a big deal to me, but just something I'd let you know. Let's get some specs out of the way. This is a smaller knife in kind of that sweet spot that I like. You have a total length of 6 1/4 inches. You have a blade length of 2 5/8, so it's going to be legal in all those areas that have 3 inch and under, and they can have a locking blade. Your grip area, I'm including that choil because that's pretty much how I have to hold it, is 3 1/2 inches. Your thickness is 0.53, so a little bit above average, not bad. The width, now this is a wide pocket hog right here. This is 1.8 inches wide from the widest portion. So it's going to take up pretty much all your pocket. Your blade stock is a thick 0.145 or 3.7 millimeters. But just like pretty much every TwoSun that I've owned, it's ground nice and thin, has a nice thin flat grind on here, and it comes down to 12 thousandths on pretty much the entire length of the blade. And it's got a pretty skinny bevel, and that is 15 degrees per side. I picked this knife up because I like the aesthetics of it. It looks like a fun one to modify, and it's probably what I'll do. If y'all have any suggestions, y'all let me know. But I have a few in my head on what I would like to do. But let's kind of get a close look at this. You have this nice leaf-shaped blade right here. There's satin finish. Sorry, I didn't clean it off. You have a nice top swedge that tapers down to a nice precise point for piercing. You have the TwoSun logo on this side, and on this side you have Mr. Vincent Oliver's maker's mark, which is a cool, looks like a lion. Yeah, cool lion right there. Then your blade steel designation is 14C28N. The 14C28N is probably my favorite of the blades, TwoSun's blade steels that they use. They do a pretty good job on it. It holds a good edge. It's stainless. I don't have to worry about it corroding on me, especially with that nice belt satin finish on there. You have a opening hole that has been chamfered all the way around, so no sharp edges there. It goes all the way around. You have a forward finger choil, and it's not the biggest. I have a medium-sized hand, and I just barely can get my finger on there. You can see that edge. Probably be better suited for somebody who had really skinny fingers, or most women. You do have this like harpoon shape on here. You have this nice little dish, and that spot has also been chamfered on the sides. As you can see, some nice deep chamfer, so it's nice and soft right there. And you can pretty much get like a pinch grip right here. I know if you were actually going to thrust or something, but a nice little pinch grip to give you some nice detail, you know, if you're making some shavings or something, just so you can get up on that blade and push down with this thumb. You get some nice power for such a small little blade. Let's close it up. You have just a plain semi-decorative pivot right here, and then on the other side you have a Torx T8, a little bit more design on this side. All the hardware are Torx T8 besides the lock bar insert. but that's a T6. I don't really mess with that hardly ever unless I'm doing a modification for somebody. I like how they use those flat paint head screws. Pretty much, you know, the same song that I'm singing every time I do a TwoSun, because they do a good job with all the minute, small details that some companies just don't care about. Pocket clip works just fine. It's a milled titanium pocket clip, goes with the curvature of the knife. I like that. And the retention's good. It sits well in the pocket, but like I said before, it is a pocket hog. It will take up pretty much the majority of your pocket space when you're trying to put your hand in there. There it goes. Not deep carry, but it sits fairly deep, and it gives you something to pinch onto when you're pulling it out of the pocket. They have some fine milling lines in there on the clip and as well on the front. Gives you a little bit of added traction. You have almost about a 3/4 back spacer right here that has been domed, crowned, whatever you want to call it, with like a little gear pattern in there. You can feel it. It is raised a little bit above the scales. And I know they probably couldn't have fit a lanyard in here anyway, but I like whenever the lanyard's hidden. You know, if you're a lanyard person, you know, don't take it away from them. You can put it right there. That's excellent. I love the way they did that. Big thumbs up on that. Blade to handle ratio is pretty much 1-to-1. I mean, they fit every bit of blade in there, and you don't have to worry about hitting that tip because that backspacer comes up and saves you there. And you don't have to worry about touching that blade. It's in there. Deployment, you can spidey flick it, which is my favorite means of deployment. You can easily thumb flick it. You can slow roll it, and you can do the sheeple way, two-hand open. The scales have been 3D machined, contoured. Love seeing that. Very slightly, though. You can see it's domed right there, and it comes down. It's just very gradual, but they also did a great job of softening this spot. I hate whenever I see some nice contoured scales, and you have a really hard edge right here that digs into your hand. You see they put a bevel right there. They bevel every spot that could be a hot spot, potential hot spot. And as you can see, if you look up close, you can see how that's like a faded line where they've softened that area all the way around. It's just so nice to see. Let's see, ergos. If you choke back on here, you get a 3-finger grip. I have a medium-sized hand. I can get a full 3-finger grip, put my thumb right there. I can get some cutting done, but then you're gonna, you know, get caught up in that choil area. So the preferred spot, sweet spot, is, you know, choked up right here. I can get a 4-finger grip, barely, but I can get it, and then you kind of locked in. Now, even though, you know, it's fairly comfortable in my hand, like I said, I wish the forward choil was a little bit bigger, because as you can see, it's like right there on my finger. And then it would be nice if the harpoon was pushed up just a little bit, or this laid down just a little bit, because like to be really comfortable, it'd be sitting right here, which you can do that as well. But this is raised up so high, and it's a little bit skinnier, so it's not as comfortable as back here. But, you know, just something to note. They did an excellent job, as always, by giving you a milled out slot for getting into a lock bar. It's very, very easy to disengage that lock. I have no issues whatsoever. I like to use the fat of my thumb like that, push it over, no problem whatsoever. No internal milling, which kind of brings the balance point back. Well, I say that. The balance point's still good. But being that there's no internal milling, you're gonna pay for that in the weight department, because this is a lot of blade and some thick scales. So let's see what this weighs. And think about it, it's a 2 5/8 inch blade, so 4.34 ounces. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, but I know some people will be a complete turn off for almost double the weight of the blade. So let's get some size comparisons out of the way. two TwoSuns. One that's almost identical in size is the what is that? I know it's a TS179 Perfecto. Whoop. Let's see. As you can see, the Perfecto is pretty much identical in size. The next TwoSun is the TS128 Dynamo. Both of the ones I just showed, this one and the last one, are both Tepe designs. Dynamo is a little bit shorter, but you have about that same grip area in this area. Alrighty. Got the Boker FR. The FR is just a tad bit longer, about the same grip area in this spot because of the flipper tab. And then the, did I get myself? Nope. The Best Tech engine. Best Tech engine's a good bit shorter. And two more. One. Try to get one really common blade. The Ontario Rat Model 2 is a good bit longer, and the new Mini Benchmade Bug Out is just a hair longer. So there you go. Hopefully that helped you out, get an idea of the size of this knife. Like I said, if you have large or extra large hands, this is probably not the knife for you. I know my wife enjoyed it, and somebody that I follow on Instagram, a girl that I follow on Instagram, has it, and she's enjoying it as well. So probably a good fit for a female. I don't have a whole lot of complaints. The one maybe to extend this forward choil a little bit, so I don't feel like I'm not so close to that edge, and maybe push this back, like lean the harpoon back this way, like slanting that way, so I can put my finger right there, making it comfortable. But you know, that's just, it's not really, they don't cater to my hands, so that's just a nitpick from me. Now, it would have been nice to see them have milled out relief pockets in this one like they do on a lot of theirs, so you kind of get the weight down this, because you have such a wide blade, thick scales, and a titanium backspacer, and you have that milled clip, a lot of titanium there and a lot of steel. So internal lightning pockets in there would have been nice. I know it would have probably driven the price up some, but it's a give or take right there. And one last thing, it doesn't hurt me at all, but it is a little bit off to the right, the centering. No biggie. I could probably fix it. That's just how it came. I think I touched on pretty much everything that I want to touch on. There's a lockup, about 30%. Super solid, no movement at all, left or right, up or down. And I don't know if I said it is on ceramic bearing, ceramic detent. Excellent action. Oh, and one thing I wish they would change. I don't know if all their models like this, but it does have a free spinning pivot, if I remember correctly. I saw somebody tear it down. I'm pretty sure it has a free spinning pivot. Not certain. So there you go. That is the Ts230 Ace by Vincent Oliver. If you own this knife, let me know what you think. If you like the design, I'd like to hear it. If you don't like it, let me know why. And overall, I think, TwoSun's hard to beat. It's a great bang for your buck. They do so many things well, and they pay attention to the details. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. Let's have a discussion down below. I hope everybody is staying healthy. Nobody needs to get the coronavirus. And I hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.